Welcome to 10 quarterbacks in NFL who made impact in 2020. There's no doubt that the quarterback is the most important position in football. Because of this, we've viewed more and greater quarterbacks start to excel in both their passing and speeding abilities. These rankings are decided through more than a few factors, including yards, touchdowns, accuracy, usual record, and standard success due to desirable or horrific teammates surrounding them. 10. Baker Mayfield. That's right, Baker might also no longer be the most amazing and flashy QB in the NFL, but he is a top 10 choice nonetheless. Recently Baker come off of a 3-game stretch of mediocrity, losing to the Raiders and barely beating the Texans and Eagles. Prior to that, he had started out his year solidly, but there was nonetheless a lot of doubt about the Browns and Mayfield alike. Baker has been the last unchanged element, and he's mained the Browns into the playoffs for the first time in 18 years. Baker can also not be the flashiest player on this list, but he's been rather grasp and focused through the season when the team needed him to be. 9. Drew Brees. What can be stated about Drew Brees that hasn't been said before? He's one of the most accurate QBs the NFL has ever seen, throws for 5,000 yards like clockwork, and is a surefire first-ballot Hall of Famer of the future. It looks the solely aspect that can end Brees is the cracking of nearly half his ribs due to the fact no defenses seem to be capable to do so. Brees threw for 9 touchdowns and 0 interceptions with roughly 660 yards. Now that he is on his way to being totally healed, the Saints are contenders for the NFC Conference title. 8. Ben Roethlisberger. Ben's recently injured elbow has caught up with him. Regardless of this, he has nonetheless been one of the higher QBs in the league standard on the year. While he does not have the flashiest numbers of the QBs on this list, he's been highly environment-friendly for the majority of the year. Ben does not throw the ball as much as he used to, but he nonetheless completed the 12 months tied at 7th ordinary in passing touchdowns with 33 and had 10 interceptions. Ben was a surefire lock for comeback participant of the year. 7. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray started out the season looking like a darkish horse MVP candidate, being an environment-friendly passer and a deadly rusher. In fact, at the season's end, Kyler finished with the 17th most rushing yards in the entire league and was tied for 7th in rushing touchdowns. Despite his high-quality speeding ability, he's also a very efficient passer. Kyler completed 13th in passing yards with 3,971 and 14th in passing touchdowns with 26. His numbers have dipped due to a shoulder harm late in the season. 6. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has fallen sufferer to so a whole lot football travesty this season. To begin the year, the Texans change arguably the best WR in football, DeAndre Hopkins, from the group for pennies. Then Watson had to play one of the most grueling schedules in the NFL. Despite these two huge factors, Watson has been surely dominant this year. After a sluggish begin in his first 2 weeks, Watson has put together a top 5 level season statistically. He presently sits 6th in completion percentage, 4th in yards, and 5th in passing touchdowns. 5. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson seemed like an absolute lock for the league MVP at the midway point of the year, but 2 bad performances, and losses, to the Buffalo Bills and Los Angeles Rams appeared to have added Wilson returned down to earth. Still, he has been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and led the Seahawks to some other division title with a report of 12-4. Wilson is completed the year tied for 2nd in the league with 40 passing touchdowns, however fell in the final few games in yardage, ensuing in him losing to 9th in yards and 8th in quarterback rating. He's shown he's one of the elite QBs in this league this year and should be commended for his ability. 4. Tom Brady. There's no doubt that Tom Brady is the best of all time, but his first season away from New England has certainly had its ups and downs. At the season's end, Brady used to be 2nd in the league in passing touchdowns and 0.33 in passing yards. The issue with his play this 12 months is the quantity of turnovers he has. In Week 12, Brady was tied for the 2nd most interceptions in the NFL with 11, 4 of which had been pick sixes. Brady's leading a purple-warm Buccaneers into the playoffs, and many are picking him to win his 7th Super Bowl as a 43-year-old player. What he's carrying out is very impressive, and even though he's the biggest of all time, he isn't the best this season. 3. Josh Allen. When his career started, Josh Allen had many questions circling around his play. It was once clear he used to be a strong rushing QB, but his accuracy left tons to be desired and he clearly relied on his deep ball, whilst the relaxation of his throws have been inconsistent, to say the least. In his first 2 years, he averaged a completion proportion of only 55.8%. However, this season Allen appears to have absolutely flipped the switch. He's immediately emerged as one of the greater correct passers in the game, completing 69.2% of his throws, 4th best in the league. Allen's sturdy performances and victories over some of the best groups in the league have solidified him as one of the league's elite passers. 2. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is having the best begin to a profession that any QB has ever had in the records of the NFL. After driving the bench for 1 season, he went on to win a league MVP award and a Super Bowl in 2 years. Now he is maintained his excessive power defense to try to win again to return championships, and after signing a $500 million contract, it's clear he was really worth every penny. Despite this hot start, he's ended the season a bit lackluster after leading the league in yards in Week 12 and solely having 2 interceptions to his 30 touchdowns. Mahomes has thrown 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions over his ultimate 4 games. 1. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has the greatest arm talent of any QB in NFL history. He might not be the GOAT, he might not win the most, but he can put a ball wherever he wants it to go. Rodgers is currently leading the Packers in another playoff run and certainly are Super Bowl contenders. Rodgers is putting together one of the best seasons in the NFL. Despite ranking 13th in pass attempts, Rodgers leads the league with 48 passing touchdowns, 8 more than the next best QB, and sits 7th in yards. He's also only thrown 5 interceptions on the year, 2 of which came in a single game. Rodgers has also thrown for multiple touchdowns in 14 of his 16 games. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you for watching.